Middle Rhine is a region for quality wine in Germany, and is located along a 120 km stretch of River Rhine in the tourist portions of the Rhine region known as Middle Rhine. On the left bank of Rhine, vineyards begin immediately downstream of the Nahe River estuary and last until Koblenz. On the right bank, vineyards begin where Rheingau ends and last until 8 km south of Bonn, in the Siebengebirge.Parts of the Rhine Gorge, a UNESCO World Heritage since 2002, make up the southern part of Middle Rhine. The region's 448 hectares of vineyards are dominated by white wine grapes to a higher extent than any other wine region of Germany, with the exception of Mosel, with the much appreciated Riesling being the most grown variety at 68% of the vineyards. And considering the vicinity to the world-famous regions Rheingau and Mosel, it could perhaps be expected that Mittel Rhine would enjoy a commercial success. In reality, the situation is quite the opposite. In between 1989 and 2009, the Middle Rhine lost 36% of its total area of vines under cultivation, while the nationwide development shows a plus of 7.37% since the region's planted area has been shrinking for quite some time. A region's wines are hardly ever seen on export markets, and seem to be rather unknown even inside Germany. The underlying reasons are manifold. The must-per-hectare comparison of German wine-growing regions shows that in average, the Middle Rhine ranks third lowest in output per hectare with an average of 68 hectoliters. However, between 2001 and 2012, only Saale, Unstrut and Saxony yield a lower output. The nationwide average over the same time frame comes up to 91 hectoliters. Hence, in a 10-year average, the Middle Rhine region only yields 75% of the nation's average hectoliter per hectare output. In 2012, the output per hectare was 59 hectoliters. Hence, even 13% less than the 10-year average of the region and 35% less than the average national output for 2012. In 2013, there were greater difficulties for harvesting and production. The bad weather conditions throughout the year led to minimal output, especially for late-ripening grapes like Riesling, by far the most grown variety. Many quality producers only harvested 30 hectoliters, and some producers less. Despite these low yields, the region's wines in the 2013 vintage were of a high quality, and prices remained stable and low. From countless conversations to wine growers in and outside of the area, the conclusions on the underlying reasons are various. On one side, the area is vulnerable to the climate conditions of the respective vintage, yet on the other side, there is an ongoing trend to forced quantity for the sake of quality. The most hyped wineries all over the world get worked up on only selecting the best grapes by hand. Due to the region's geological conditions, this is usual practice on the Middle Rhine. The difference prices don't quadruple because of this fact. Geographical classification. Middle Rhine is divided into two districts made up of 11 sites and 111 vineyards. In the north, 4 villages which are situated in the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia make up the district Siebengebirge, while the bulk of the vineyards in the federal state of Rhineland-Palatinate define the district Loreley. Vineyards are situated on both sides of the Rhine, with a few vineyards being situated on the banks of Lahn, a tributary of the Rhine. From south to north, the districts and sites making up the region are: District Loreley-Berg-Reichenstein, centered on Oberheimbach; Schloss Stahleck, centered on Bacharach; Herrenberg, centered on Kaub; Schloss Schönberg, centered on Oberwessel; Lorleyfelsen, centered on St. Gorshausen; Berg Rheinfels, centered on St. Gor; Gedionzug, centered on Boppet; Marksburg, centered on Koblenz; Lahntal, centered on Dobenhof. Berghammerstein, centered on Hammerstein. District Siebengebirge.Petersburg, centered on Königswinter. View a list of all the vineyards on the Middle Rhine. Grape varieties. The most cultivated grape varieties by area in 2008 were